Are you stupid or something? You probably are, and buddy, that's alright. You're in the right place to learn some stuff, so stick around and you just might. My name is Notme, and I'll be asking some Q's, and at the end you'll be riddled with A's. You might score real high, but even if not, you'll sure be glad you played. If you're looking for prizes, just move along, there's no money for you to earn. You win by trying and doing your best, your prizes are stuff you learn. If you want to be an artiste, you have to know all you can about the world of art. So engage with this quiz, and at the end you'll say, I am smart.
I am not me. I am art. Oh, and I am your host. I am your host for I Am Smart, the quiz where people look to improve their art, their lives, and their selves through learning and earn the right to say, I am smart. The format of this quiz, very simple, very straightforward. I've got 3 rounds of questions for your brain, 3 musings for your imaginosphere, and a 2-point bonus round at the end. 20 points overall, that's our maximum. That's what we're gunning for. That's what we're gunning for. All you're going to need for this quiz, something to write with. There's a pen. Something to write on. There's some paper. A brain for thinking and an imaginosphere for imagining. 4 things, very simple, very straightforward. Optional, optional, is a beverage. Because whilst it's got absolutely nothing to do with the actual quiz, we do like to kick things off with a toast, don't we, guys? We do like to kick things off with a toast. So please charge your beverages. Let's get toasting, shall we? Let's get toasting. Here we go. Where's this? Oh, because of the... Oh, yeah, that's fine. To intimacy coordinators. The 118-day SAG-AFTRA strike is over, and one of the many resultant benefits for actors everywhere is the requirement to have intimacy coordinators on set whenever a sexy scene is being filmed. This will ensure that actors who are also sex monsters are kept in check, thumbs up. This will ensure that our favourite actors and actresses aren't pressured into showing off their bazongas, hop-hops or schwing-schwangs. And, in a nice fringe benefit, I think, the fact that you have to pay another person if you want to have a sexy scene in your film means that there's a good chance, as a cost-cutting measure, that people will just opt not to have the sexy scene in the first place. And obviously a reduction in the amount of unnecessary and distracting sexy scenes in our films and TV is just going to make us all a lot happier. It's a net benefit all round. I see this as an absolute win, guys. To intimacy coordinators. Yeah, one more. Cheers, cheers, cheers. And hello, Smarties. Look at this chock-a-block chat box going on here. Look at this conversation. Look at everybody getting involved. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Where's that mouse gone? Oh, he's up there. That's fine. That's fine. Who have we got in our chat? Killer Kilch, hello to you. Definitely not Duda, hello to you. Lovely to see you. SJBeck72, good day, everyone. Good day to you. SJBeck72, Nano Hobbob Livetainment, exclamation point. I couldn't have put it better myself. AOL Time Warner Official. Looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to you quizzing AOL Time Warner. I just got a good feeling in my stomach, a little bit in my chest, and a little bit in my left shoulder. Not sure what that's about, but all of these feelings are saying it's going to be a good day for AOL Time Warner Official. Ready to learn. Lovely. Maple Panda, hello to you. Monkey Pixie Funk, yo, and a bottle of rum. Killer Coach wanted to log on to apologise as Captain Marvel will be taking me away from the quiz. Absolutely fine, Killer Kilch. I've heard wonderful things from women and not so good things from certain men on the internet. So we'll see. Who knows who to believe on that? But I hope you enjoy it very, very much. TB Douglas, hello to you. Super Nash18, lovely stuff. Well, TB Douglas giving a great recommendation. It's a great film. Hope you like it. Killer Kilch, thank you so much. As the chat says, wow, with a side order of yowza. Thank you so much for loving us and leaving us in such a lucrative fashion. Dropping off a few shekels before you leave. Thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful stuff. Everybody's excited. Everybody's having a great time. Everyone's loving their life. Wonderful, wonderful. With that, love you all. Killer, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Now, what have we got going on here today, guys? What have we got going on? Can anybody remember who was the winner last time? Who was the high point scorer? Because we haven't done this. We haven't quizzed for a few weeks. Now that we've got Art right now coming in here as well. When we do the, there's a little bit more time in between EPs. It does. Let's see if I can. Who have we got? Oh, definitely not Duda, of course. Of course, definitely not Duda with 17. Definitely not Duda with 17. Definitely has a chance to choose one of our rounds this week. And has absolutely earned that right with a storming 17-point performance in the last quiz. But let's see what Definitely's got to choose from. We've got Spotlight, we've got Yay or Nay, we've got Who Dat Artiste, we've got Anagramma Ding Dong, Gimme 5, Movie Ladder, Not, Usy Choose, Iconic Art, Notme Wood, Alphabart, and Order. Order. So while Definitely is choosing which one Definitely would like to do, I would also be interested. I was thinking of this just before the quiz. What's everybody else hoping that Definitely doesn't choose? Are there any rounds of death in this? Anything that people are looking at and thinking, my word, I hope Definitely doesn't plump for, say, Gimme 5, say, Who Dat Artiste, say, Iconic Art. That would be interesting to me. That would be interesting to me as your humble creative visionary. So what are you going for, Definitely, and what are you hoping Definitely doesn't go for everybody else? How are we all doing? It's got chilly, hasn't it? AOL Time Warner Official, always curious about an artiste spotlight. Lovely stuff. Well, maybe we'll get an artiste spotlight. TB Douglas doesn't want an Anagramma Ding Dong, only because I'm terrible at it. That's absolutely fine. Definitely not due to going for a Notme Wood, please. Absolutely, definitely. And I think you're going to be quite pleased with the results from Notme Wood. I was crafting the images only yesterday, and I thought to myself, gosh, Notme, this is some of your finest work. So we're definitely doing a Notme Wood. But what else are we going to be doing? Super Nash 18, not Movie Ladder, because films are not my forte. Agreed, says SJBX72. Nana Hobob, I've missed the round selector process. Nana. Miss it no more. Just pick some rounds, babe. Some apologies to Supernash18, apologies to SJBX72. It's as random as I could possibly make it. There can be no accusations of me just trying to dump on you from a top height. That's a very unpleasant phrase to be starting off the quiz with, but it's the one that came to mind. So we have got, let's see what we've got. We've got a Notme Wood. We've got a Movie Ladder, and we have got a Who Dat Artiste. Who Dat Artiste? Yeah, that's pretty good. Well, that's interesting. Notme wood, yeah, that's quite good. And then what was the other one? Oh, movie ladder, of course. Ooh, okay. Oh, 3 kickers, absolute kickers here. Let's start. I say yellow card from Super Nash 18. Apologies. I'll wave a yellow pen to empathize with you in some small way. Empathize with you, I suppose. Let's turn off the picking the rounds thing, so otherwise it's just going to start up again when we come back to main. And let's kick off with, in honor of Killer Kilch, let's start off with Who Dat Artiste. What's he talking about? I assume he'll explain in time. You're damn right I will. Oh baby, Who Dat Artiste. That is absolutely what we're doing here. Guys, if you see a famous person at a showbiz party, as we are all, want to do, we like to attend these parties, don't we? But if you attend one of these parties and you see a famous person, you need to know who they are. Otherwise, it's rude. It's just poor form. Yeah? If you say, "Oh, hello there, Maggie Smith. How are you doing, Maggie Smith?" And they reply, "Actually, I'm not Maggie Smith. I'm former keyboardist for Genesis, Tony Banks." You're going to feel like a fool. Yeah? And Tony is going to be pretty upset with you. I mean, he doesn't have a huge profile these days, but he still knows some people. Okay, the keyboardist community, very tight-knit. So I'm going to show you some celebs. You need to tell me who they are. But is it going to be that simple and straightforward? No, absolutely not. How is this linking to Killer Kilch? Killer Kilch is heading off to see The Marvels, the latest offering from the juggernaut of modern cinema, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And what we're dealing with here today is Mirror Marvel. Yeah, that's right. There is a concept within the Marvel Universe in Doctor Strange of the mirror dimension. So I thought, what about if there were some actors, if the actors who were in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, what if they entered the mirror universe and they were reflected a bit and it obscured their faces in some small way? What would that look like? Yeah, what would that look like? Looks like exactly this. Let's go for number 1. All will become clear with number 1. Who's that? Who's that? It's somebody who's been in a Marvel film. That's all I'll say. That's the only clue I'll give you. Entered into the mirror dimension, though, which has given them eyes very close together and a tiny little nose. A tiny little nose. You might ask, how does he smell? My answer would be, like a man. Like a man. Somewhere between a man and a forest. A man in a forest, I believe, is how this person would smell. Wonderful. That is art. Thank you, definitely. I appreciate that. They get even weirder, I think. It's been a while since I did these pictures, but I believe it gets weirder. Number 2. Who's that? Who's that? More of a. Wait, how do I do that? There we go. Coordination is sometimes difficult, and I think if you're judging me for that, I think you need to take a long, hard look at yourself in the mirror dimension. Number 3. Who's that? Who's that? If I were an unkind person, I'd refer to them as 4 eyes. Like so many movie bullies before me, but I wouldn't even mention it. Not my style. Yeah, not my style. Here's number 4. Interesting. What I will say is, in order to get the point, let's say perhaps, Dictatorial SC6. Hello, sorry for bothering you. I want to offer promotion of your channel. Viewers, follows, chatbots. The price is low. No. We don't like this, do we? We don't like this. Streamrise.ru. Romanian. Well, unfortunately, you will no longer be Romanian in my chat. Not having that, although as ever, I do find it difficult to... What do I do? What do I do? Timeout? Let's say timeout. There we go. Lovely, lovely. Oh, Russian. Oh, Russian. The bad guys of the world. No, thank you. No, thank you. It's a Russian invader. Well, I timed them out for 600 seconds. It was a default. I didn't choose that. That's number 4. So let's say with these, to get the point, you can name the actor or the character. Let's say that. Let's say that. Let's say the Marvel character or the actor. But of course, if you want some croc points, you'll be naming them both. And the final one. Wait, is that the final one? Wait, this isn't the final one. This isn't the final one. I did that one first, and then I deemed that was too tricky. If you want to... Oh, that's annoying. That's a shame. I'm not sure why that's happened. But this is not the final one, okay? You can hold on to your butts there for just 2 seconds while we try and find... What would this be? Who Dat? Mirror Marvel. Is it that? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. There we go. There we go. Who's that? Who dat artiste? Not the first one, the second one. Who dat artiste? So again, let's go through them very quickly. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. TB Douglas, glad I swapped it out. Yeah, I originally put the first one in, and then I thought it was too tricky, so I reneged, and so what are we doing down there? Is that? Wait, no, is that? No, because that's that, and that's. Yeah, okay, yeah, we can sort that out. It's fine, guys. Hey, don't stress. Don't stress, please. There we go. Yeah, all done. Those are the 5 questions, but does that mean that's the whole round? Absolutely not. We need a musing very simply. You are cast in a Marvel film as a character that is integral to the plot, but has no superpowers. What is your role? I'll ask you that again. You are cast in a Marvel film as a character that is integral to the plot, but has no superpowers. What is your role? AOL Time Warner Official. I'm a bit stressed. Oh, that's a shame, AOL Time Warner Official. I don't think you should be stressed. It's all nice and straightforward. If you know the answers, then well done. If you don't know the answers, you're going to know them when we go through the answers. Yeah, it's all good. No trubs. Yeah, no trubs. It's all fine. Let's keep it chilled. SJBeck72, me too. Hey, it's fine, SJBeck72. This is a guaranteed point. As you're well aware. So just make sure you're popping down a musing. Yeah? Have a little guess for the others. That's all you can do, really, isn't it? That's all you can be expected to do. You're cast in a Marvel film as a character that is integral to the plot, but has no superpowers. What is your role? And this can be in a kind of a film about, whatever you want. I'm leaving this as open as possible. So you're not inventing your own superhero. You just, this is somebody who is superhero adjacent. But they don't have to be called Jason. And that is the first round. My goodness, it wasn't without its slight trials and tribulations, but here we go. We're back. We're done and we're good. And I'm proud of each and every one of you. I'm proud of each and every one of you guys. You're doing a great job. You've already answered the most important question today that was asked of you is, should I watch I Am SmART the Notme quiz? You already answered in your head, yes please, adoy, which puts you way ahead of most other people. I mean, look, we've got 7 viewers watching, which means that there's close to 8 billion people who are not watching. They're losing out. They're the ones who are losing out. Do we want another round? Let's stick with the movie, shall we? As everyone seems to love the movies. Oh, no, you don't love the movies. That's the problem. Movie ladder. Movie ladder. All actors are connected, guys. All of them. Every single one. They've all been in things with each other. They've all met each other at fancy parties. And a lot of them have married each other, firmly believing that this is the Hollywood romance that will last. Unlike all those other Hollywood romances, this tests that. So you know who is who. Nana Hobbob, we are the 0.0000001%. And all the better for it. That is to your credit. You're tuning in. You're watching something that's raw, something that's passionate, something that's not hemmed in by the rules. Yeah? I do what I want. I'm kind of like a maverick, I suppose, in that regard. And you've recognized that, and you're tuning in live on a Sunday. You're interacting with a generational talent. That speaks very highly of your character. Movie ladder, very simple. I mean, we know how this works now. Oh, I should have done the thing for the other one as well, shouldn't I? Is this going to work? Yeah, it is. So shall we see our ladder? Let's see our ladder. I did this when the biggest film in the world was, of course, Barbie. It's not anymore, but it's still one of the biggest of the year. Potentially will be the biggest movie of the year, Barbie, a cultural phenomenon. I still haven't seen it because it hasn't come out on streaming yet in a fashion where I don't need to pay for it. Or almost AOL Time Warner. Was it just Who Dat? It was just Who Dat. But I appreciate you trying to get involved, AOL Time Warner official. That's again. You're on the ball, yeah? The more you put into this show, the more you get out of it. That's how it works. So we've got Barbie at the top. Who was in Barbie and Wolf of Wall Street? That's number 1. Who was in Wolf of Wall Street and Superbad? That's number 2. Who was in Superbad and The Favourite? That's number 3. Who was in The Favourite and The Father? That's number 4. And who was in The Father and Transformers The Last Night? That's answer number 5. That's how it works, guys. That's how it works. So I'm going to leave you with this for a second. We'll just sit here in quiet contemplation. AOL Time Warner Official, I want to be a part of it. You are a part of it, AOL Time Warner Official. Didn't I say that this is going to be your week, AOL Time Warner Official? And look at you. You're getting involved. I'll tell you what, AOL Time Warner Official. For the next round, what's the next round? Not Me Would. That's just exclamation point, not me would. When we get to that point, pop it in the chat. See what happens. Yeah? And I apologize if this is coming across as, patronizing. Like I'm, a parent allowing their child to press the button to cross the road for the Pelican Crossing. But that's where we are. Barbie, Wolf of Wall Street, Superbad, The Favourite, The Father, and Transformers, The Last Night. What have we got? What have we got? I don't think this is one of the trickier ones, but then I am very clever at this kind of stuff, so it is sometimes difficult for me to work it out. Are we going to be doing an ad? Yeah, let's just do an ad. Let's just do an ad. You've got the answers here, or the questions here. You know what you're doing. Another few seconds for this. That's it for the questions. If you need to see it again, you just let me know. But in the meantime, let's get on with the musing. Obviously, the impetus for this week's round was Barbie, a movie based on a toy. But why don't you pitch me a movie based on a different toy? Ideally, based on a toy that has never been the subject of a film before. Let's think outside the box here. Yeah, we learned a couple of weeks ago in the beginning of the show Toast that Mattel, the company who are in charge of Barbie, are looking into the possibility of movies about every single other thing that they own. Magic 8 Ball, Uno, and the Viewmaster are three that really caught my eye. Very excited to see what they do with those. But let's see, what other toys are there? What other toys are there that could really benefit from a 90-minute long theatrical release? And there we go. Let's head back to Maine, guys. Let's head back to Maine. We've got 2 down, 1 to go. How's everybody feeling? It's a brilliant business model. It is AOL Time Warner official. It is brilliant. I think it's the way of things. It's that canny sense of the movie executive that just says, this worked for Barbie and made a lot of money for Barbie. What else is lying around? Yeah, Pen? Could Pen work as a movie? Pink crayon? Oh, the crayon is hoping to become a hairdresser, but it's struggling because the other crayons don't believe in it. Could a small stack of magnets? Oh, they're trying to stick together, but they need to learn maybe one of them wants to leave and be something else, not be a magnet, and instead be, for instance, a tab on some laces to stop the laces from wearing too thin. That's what this magnet wants to be, and the other laces are saying no. The other magnets are saying no. You have to be a magnet. We stick together, but then they maybe learn the lesson that if you love something, if you truly love something, you've got to let it go. And that is how a single pitch of a movie. There are the magnets. We'll just leave them there for a second, just to remind us. Is how a single pitch for a movie, off the top of one's head, can make you a bit emotional. Yeah, don't apologize for it. Definitely not due to I'm here for the small stack of magnets movie. I mean, Magnets the movie star in the Insane Clown Posse. Absolutely. We've got Violent J. We've got Shaggy 2 Dope. We've got Michael Cera. We've got Billy Bob Thornton playing against type. I think playing as a really nice, gentle guy. And then as the one who wants to get away and be their own person, maybe Jacob Tremblay, yeah. And then, of course, because it's an animated thing with somebody voicing somebody, and you need some comedy. You need some comedy in there. She's sassy. She speaks her mind. It's Aquafina. I'm laughing already. We've got one more round to do, haven't we? It's Not Me Wood. Let's do it. Hooray for Not Me Wood in a very simple and beautiful way. Hooray for Not Me Wood. Because let me ask you a question, guys. What if I, not me, was an actor? Yes, I act, of course. I'm incredible at acting. But what if I was like a proper actor with training and an agent and an unhealthy relationship with food? Is there a film that I couldn't improve? That's the conceit we're playing with in this round. I've taken someone with whom I would love to co-star, and I've inserted myself into 5 of their films. Your job, in essence, is just to tell me whose roles I am usurping. AOL Time Warner Official, if you wanted to write ! Not Me Would into the chat, now's the time, baby. Now is the time. Who's going to be my co-star this week across 5 incredible films? Who is going to be my co-star? It is your favorite of mine. Climb the Empire State Building this week. Climb the Empire State Building this week. They said climb the Empire State Building. Climb the very top bit. Not to diminish his achievement, but it was only the top bit. It is, of course, Jared Leto. It is, of course, the wonderful, the creative. I mean, look at what he's wearing. Dressed like an 85-year-old rich lady from, I want to say, the 1870s. Oh, AOL Time Warner Official, you did it, and I couldn't. Is it wrong to say I'm proud of you? Is it wrong to say I'm proud of you, AOL Time Warner Official? I hope not, because that's exactly what I've just done, and I mean it. From my tippy-toppy toes to my hair follicles. Oh God, says Nana Hobber, and I can only assume that that's an intensely positive oh God. Let's go for number 1. It is Fight Club. Whose role am I taking here in Fight Club? There's a young Jared Leto there. Back when people just thought, oh, he's just a young actor. He's just a normal guy. He has since proven himself to be anything but normal. In a very good way. Pretty good job there. Pretty good job. Matching the colour palette and everything. If you want to give me a compliment about it, gratefully received. With arms wide open. Number 2, Dallas Buyers Club. Gosh, I'm skinny there. Jared Leto there. Capitalizing on being, in this guy's opinion, maybe the prettiest man in Hollywood. Him and Elijah Wood, maybe? One of those two? Whose role am I taking? There? We got number 3, Suicide Squad. Whose role am I taking here? Sitting at the back, wearing the heck out of that dress, if I might say so. Just looking on as Jared Leto. Praise, maybe, to, I think that's Common. He's a rapper. Common the rapper. Whose role am I taking? They're good, aren't they? They're really good. Number 4, we've got the movie House of Gucci. Whose role am I taking here? Jared Leto, almost unrecognizable under all that prosthetic makeup. Looks great. And sounds, he's perfected. I'm not sure if you've seen House of Gucci, but he's really... I think one of the things that makes Jared Leto such an incredible performer, such an incredible artiste, really, is his unconventionality, if I can use such a word. His unconventionality. A lot of people, when they're studying to adopt an Italian accent in a film, might watch other films starring Italian people, or might speak to people, who are Italian, might listen to somebody who has that kind of very strong, very lovely Italian accent. A Gino D'Acampo, perhaps, the chef from This Morning in the UK. Jared Leto goes a slightly different direction. He says, who's Italian? Who's maybe the most famous Italian out there? Very simply, Super Mario. And I think if you watch that film, you listen to it, you really get that, it's Mario-esque. Incredible choice. Wonderful stuff. Jared Leto just ate some Chef Boyardee. Yeah, he's packed on the pounds there. He's packed on the pounds. Normally quite a lithe chap. Wouldn't be climbing the Empire State Building. I would find it a lot trickier carrying that extra bulk. And the final one, of course, how could we dip into the storied and varied career of Mr. Jared Leto without taking a little stop at a little place I like to call Morbius Town. You might say, oh, that's quite a drab frame to choose from the movie. It's quite a drab movie. It's the choice that they made. It's the decision that they made, and it's an aesthetic choice, and it's a wonderful choice to just make everything just a bit drab. Ooh, vampires. Ooh, illness. Ooh. Tyrese Gibson as a police officer who maybe has a metal arm. Ooh. But whose role am I taking there? Whose role am I taking? That's obviously Jared Leto, who's your friendly neighborhood Dr. Michael Morbius. Whose role am I taking? And there we go. If you need to see any of those again, do just let me know in the chat. That's the way that we communicate. That's the way that we send messages back and forth, like a very high-tech version of a bulletin board. But let's get on with the musing. Nice and simple. To win a house, you must best Jared Leto in a contest of your choosing. What form does this contest take? So you're in a competition, for whatever reason, you're going to win a house. If you can best Jared Leto in a contest. That's the wordage. That's the verbiage that this contest is using. And they're saying, a contest of what? Well, that's up to you. You get to choose your terms. Jared Leto is so confident in his abilities at everything that he's like, yeah, let them pick it. Let them pick it. Sword fight, high jump, spelling bee, whatever it might be. How are you taking down Jared Leto in order to win yourself a brand new abode or equivalent cash value, which I imagine most people would do in this instance? Definitely not Judah. Can we see one again? You absolutely can see one again. There we go. Fight Club. This is Jared Leto. This is somebody else. This is a third chap. There's a fourth chap back there, without wishing to be derisive. This person and this person don't matter, especially in this game. Do not matter at all. Pay them no mind. Don't let them, distract you from the ultimate goal, which is working out who this guy is. Might be easier for you to imagine Silence of the Lambs, where I've just sliced off my face and I've just layered it onto another actor's in the hopes that my incredible character actor's face, as it has been described in the past, allows them just that extra bit of special sauce to get the most out of their role. Monkey Pixie Funk, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we are going to wait until later to go through our musings. It's interesting because this is not the first quiz that you've done, and the rules have remained the same ever since the beginning. That's been something, this is episode 75, and we're very proud to be entering into episode 75. That's something that, there have been a lot of things that changed: the color scheme, the font, the jacket. Used to just be a black blazer. It seems tawdry now. But saving our musings until the end. Do you remember? Because there's that bit where I say, do you remember? You're going to kick yourself. But there's that bit where I say, get it in the chat. Do you remember? There we go. Definitely not due to redeem to finding Jesus. Oh my goodness. Let me take one last sip. I was a little bit late on that one because, not to make you feel bad, definitely not due to fully asleep, barely alive when I picked him up. So it was like lifting up a bag of potatoes from the middle, because with a dog, of course, you can't just grab it by the thing and just hoist it like that. You need to support every aspect of it. So, but there he is. Oh, it does just brightens everything up, doesn't it? Brightens everything up. Whoop, Jesus, lovely. What a good boy. Such a good boy. Sleepy Jesus. Yeah, Jesus needs to sleep. He needs to sleep. He's a good lad. As we have got through the things, I thought I'd share a little bit of art with you. This is art that, if you are following me on the socials, you probably have already seen, although the algorithm does mean that very few people actually see my work, my art. So I thought this might be a good opportunity for you to see it. Obviously, we lost a titan recently, and I just wanted to kind of honor him in a small way, and kind of honor myself at the same time, if that makes sense. Let's have a look. I just went to the friend's house in Greenwich Village to pay my respects to Matthew Perry. I didn't take any photos or video because I kind of felt like grief's quite a personal thing. I didn't feel the need to make a big deal of it. But since coming home, checking on social media, a lot of other people are making quite a big deal of it. So it's kind of weird, but I'm kind of thinking that I want to make a big deal of it, if that makes sense. I mean, the last thing I want is for people to not think I'm sensitive. So while I was there, I thought, well, I'll lay some flowers and I can write a little note on there. And then I thought, well, the audience for that note is kind of partly Matthew Perry from the afterlife, but mostly other people who are arriving and grieving and looking at my note. So I want to write something quite cool and quite clever. So I wrote, "The one where we all lost a friend." But then as I was walking away, I thought of an even better one. So I had to go and buy another bunch of flowers, write another note and leave that. And that one said, could I be any more sad? So my hope is ultimately with this whole experience, people will see those notes, see that it's written underneath Notme at iamnotme, iamart, and will think, gosh, this character's very creative. I better follow them. And also, of course, rest in peace, Matthew Perry. Wow. There we go. It's not really about me. Not really about me. But in the same way, I think I found a way to make it a little bit more about me, which I think is, it's what happens when you've got a creative mind. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Don't forget about me, guys. We lost an incredible artiste, but don't forget about me over the course of this. AOL Time Warner Official, very nice sentiments to share. Thank you so much. Shall we get on with some answers? I feel like. Shall we get on with some answers? What was our first round? Who that artiste? Of course. Let's have a little bitty look. I just went to the... Starting that up again. No. Too sad to start that out again. You are cast as in a Marvel film as a character that is integral to the plot but has no superpowers. What is your role? Monkey Pixie Funk, you'll probably remember now. It's probably all coming back to you. This is where you put your musing answers in. Yeah. This is where you get it in the chat, and there's a little flame with sunglasses there. AOL Time Warner Official, apologies for the ads. This is not, it's a shame. It's a shame. Get your musing answers in the chat as we go through these answers. Number one, starting out with maybe a bit of an easy one. I gave you the clue. Welcome back, AOL Time Warner Official. I gave you the clue that it was someone who smelled like a man and a forest. It is, of course, Chris Hemsworth. My gosh, look at those eyes. My gosh, look at those piercing blue Australian eyes. Oh, Chris. What? Why must you do it to us? Also, if you did put Thor, absolutely fine. Number two, who is this? Now, this is maybe a little bit of a tricky one because you might associate him more closely with the superhero from the DC universe. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, etc. But this is Zachary Levi, who was in a couple of the Thor films as one of the Thor characters. Wonderful stuff. Another handsome chap. Not, he's put in pretty stark contrast. It's a shame. In any other world, he'd be the guy. But next to Hemsworth, it takes something pretty powerful here. Number three, we've got the wonderful, the magnificent, the very individualistic. It is Tessa Thompson. Lovely, lovely work. Again, from the Thor films. Bit of a Thor theme. Doing a... Some people say, her English accent is terrible. It's an Asgardian accent. Maybe keep your criticisms to yourselves. She's playing an Asgardian. Number four with a very wide nose. Interesting. It is Simu Liu. If you wrote Shang-Chi, I'll give you the point. Shang-Chi, a wonderful, wonderful film. Not enough films, for me, finish with a giant fight between two dragons. Now, I haven't seen Killers of the Flower Moon. I assume that doesn't take place there. Would it have improved things? Well, that's not for me to say. That's up to Marty. But I don't think it would have hurt. Let's say that. Simu Liu, wonderful, wonderful chap by all accounts. Also in Barbie, I hear. And then number 5. This is the the second number 5 that we had. This is Gemma Chan, who played somebody in The Eternals, which is a different kind of superhero film, a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more contemplative, a little bit more grand, but wonderful. And obviously just a absolute stunner. And Gemma Chan, interestingly enough, as one of the few people to have played 2 characters in a Marvel film. She also played a character, an alien lady, in Captain Marvel, where obviously she's so fair, very fair woman, very fair lady, very pretty, obviously. But in this guy's opinion, as a blue lady, and I think we've got a picture here. Better looking blue? Can that be a thing? Gosh, look at her. You'd think she'd look cold all the time, but no. In fact, pretty hot, if I can say such a thing. For the people looking for their Croc points, this is the kind of the original one that I thought was too tricky. She's played 2 roles as well. Was in Luke Cage, the TV series, and in the movies she played a grieving mother. This is Alfre Woodard. Wonderful actress. So Croc points if you got that one. Croc points indeed. Let's go back to this. You're cast as in a Marvel film as a character that is integral to the plot but has no superpower. So what is your role? Let's have a look at some of these. Prison guard, T.B. Douglas. Prison guard for all of the supervillains. I choose to turn a blind eye to an escape for 1 or 2 of them when I'm bored or I think the superheroes are getting too smug. Wow! T.B. Douglas. Keeping them heroes in check. I mean, are you a villain in this, TB? Letting supervillains escape from a maximum security prison just to kind of put the cat amongst the pigeons, so to speak? I wasn't expecting that from you, TB. Wasn't expecting that from you, but from a dramatic point of view, I can't fault it. Cannot fault it. Definitely not due to I created the only medicine that works for superhero allergies. My lab has been destroyed and only I have the recipe to make more. That's good. Because if you are, say, a superhero who can, say, create explosions, you just make stuff blow up, then if you've got those hay fever allergies and you're sneezing, is stuff just blowing up? Yeah, that's important. You need to really take the edge off that those seasonal allergy sufferers. They're going to thank you for it because, obviously none of us know what it's like to save the world. Yes, I'm saving individual lives, one person at a time, through my lifetainment, of course. But from a whole global point of view, nobody knows what that feels like. But what we do know is that when we have a job to do, if we are feeling rotten, allergies, etc., we just don't want to do it. And there may very well be a situation where there is a Thor, say, and he needs to go fly off and save some people from a thing, and he's just his nose is blocked, his eyes are they're streaming, bless him, they are streaming, and he just feels all achy and just like his brain is too big, so it's kind of pushing on the back of his eyeballs. We all know what that feels like, and so he's just thinking, Just, can someone else not do it? I feel just rotten. Empathy out the window, because you just feel, I just want to get under a blanket. I just want to get under a blanket. That's where definitely steps in. Lovely stuff. Monkey Pigsy Funk, Captain Tangent. So you're still going with the superhero, even though you don't have any powers. That's nice. That's bold. Brave, in a way. I distract supervillains by veering wildly off topic. Well, I can't fault you on that. I mean, I think that's something, we've learned from your earlier insertion of musing answers where they shouldn't really have been. I think you've got that within you. I think if you wanted to head out onto the streets, I distract supervillains. Maybe you can just distract regular villains. Someone's looking to break into a car, and you just ask them, what do you think would be really just the best apple? If we had to just kind of just condense it all down to just one apple. I like Red Delicious. I like Granny Smith's. Whatever. If we just had one, what do you think is going to be the best one? Oh yeah, really? Nice. Have you ever pushed over a cow? I think that's with it. I think we all have it within ourselves to be a hero, and I think we might have stumbled upon that for you, Monkey Pixie Funk. What type of hero you're going to be? Just one who yeah. Nana Hobbob, water boy, like for professional sports teams, but making sure the superheroes stay hydrated. If that's a good thing, given their super condition, that is a very good thing. It's never a bad thing to have a bit more hydration. As a little life tip, something that I like to live my life by, I never walk past a drinking fountain without taking a drink, because I might not desperately need it, but it's never going to be a bad idea. Yeah, see one, right over there, unless it's a queue or something, But if it's free, go to that drinking fountain. Just get a little sip, and I think that's really going to, again. When you feel dehydrated, you get headaches. Captain America's got a bit of a headache. Ooh, I can't really. Ooh. Hawkeye's got a headache. He can't really aim his bow and arrow. Ooh. Nana comes in, either whipping bottles or maybe just like a super soaker type situation, just direct hydration right into the mouth. Oh, I'm struggling. I need a little bit of. Maybe he'd just come up with like a little sign, little Hawkeye with a little sign. Nana. Like that kind of sign. Perfect. Zoom. I'm feeling that as an action beat. AOL Time Warner official, I could maybe read the newspaper for them and give them some crucial news stories as they rush out the door. Nice. Yeah, absolutely. There's a trade embargo in the North Sea. It's looking like gridlock. Thanks so much, AOL Time Warner official. You got it. It could work. There's a 96-year-old woman going skydiving. She says it's never too young. You're never too old to pursue your dreams. Okay, thanks. I mean, they're not all going to be necessary, but that's not your job, AOL Time Warner official. You're just there to give them what they might need. If then that that old lady's parachute doesn't open, she's going to need somebody. Yeah, she's going to need a Thor or an Incredible Hulk, or do any of the other ones fly? Iron Man, obviously. The Ant-Man on an ant. Then you'd have to shrink her. What's the and Evangeline Lilly? The Wasp. She can fly. Yep, good. Super Nash 18, personal chef. A lot of I'm enjoying that. A lot of it is we're providing the superheroes their nutrition, their hydration, and their allergy medication. It's a heck of a support team, guys. You have to say that. It's a heck of a support team. Maple Panda, I would tell one of the characters it was all a dream at a key point. Again, I feel like we're getting teams here. We're getting definitely not Duda, Nana Hobbob, Super Nash 18, just providing some key things that superheroes might need. We've got Monkey Pigsy Funk off just harassing people in order to save the day. It's valid. And then we've got TB and Maple Panda, just little agents of chaos. Just agents of chaos, just sprinkling a little bit of chaos. It was all a dream. What are you talking about? Bye. I'm getting on a monorail, going away. Bye. No time to explain. It was all a dream? What? And then the supervillain comes up. Maybe a big boxing glove. Just, I see where you're going, and it works. Nutrition, hydration, medication, information. That's nice. That would work as a really nice episode title, but it is. I will say for episode titles for I Am Smart, they do have to be a lot shorter. It's 1 or 2 words really, but lovely, lovely, lovely stuff, guys. Points all round. I really enjoyed that, and I hope you did too. We maybe spent too long on that, but it was working, wasn't it? It was really working. Movie ladder. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. The musing is pitch a movie based on a toy. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait for these. Get them in the chat. Give me a movie based on a toy. Nutrition, hydration, medication, information. Damn it. Maybe that can be the tagline for your little. It's like a core of people. CORPS. Who are just. Are you a superhero? Do you feel like your saving time is taken up with just the daily admin of life? We'll call upon these people, whatever the name is. Super buds, super support. Then they might just think it was a woman called Susan Port. Maybe it is. Maybe Susan Port came up with it. Support. And I've got my team here. Nana Hobbob, Super Nashwan 8, AOL Time Warner Official, Definitely Not Duda. We're here for you. You save the world. We'll save you. Support looks after you. It might be support. I've enjoyed that. Okay. Barbie. Who was in Barbie and the Wolf of Wall Street? Pretty straightforward. This is kind of a gimme for you. It is Margot Robbie, of course. It is Margot Robbie. Wonderful in both. More closed in one, I will say. Wolf of Wall Street and Superbad. Wolf of Wall Street and Superbad. Very different films, but they share an actor. It is Jonah Hill. Again, wonderful in both. Slightly abrasive, slightly harsh. Slightly difficult to love, perhaps. But that's his brand. Superbad and The Favourite. Everyone's favourite redheaded is Emma Stone. The Favourite and The Father. Interesting. Well, the Favourite had 3 main people in it. It was Emma Stone, it was Rachel Weisz, and it was, of course, Olivia Colman. The wonderful Olivia Colman. Oscar winner, Olivia Colman. And The Father, and then The Father and Transformers The Last Night. You wouldn't think that there was a shared person between them, but it is Anthony Hopkins. He showed up in Transformers The Last Night. I think I read somewhere that in Transformers The Last Night, you can actually see his paycheck hanging out of his pocket. He just kept it with him the whole time. I don't know why. These actors and their demands. So a point for each of one of these that you got right. I think it maybe got trickier as we went down, but you tell me. Congratulations if you got them. Some of them are pretty tricky, like I said, especially when you get towards the end. Picture movie based on a toy. Let's have a look at what we've got. Definitely Not Duda. Pick Up Sticks, the movie. A high-stakes action movie. Pick Up Sticks. This might be an American one that I don't really recognize. Let's have a little look. Let's see if we can work out what's going on. Oh. Greta Lee, what are you doing there? Pick Up Sticks. What is this? Oh, I see. Yeah, I kind of understand. I know what they are. That is high stakes. What are we dealing with there? What are we dealing with? Maybe it's some kind of... maybe that could be a prison. Somebody could be trapped underneath and it's a prison. And you need to take them off in the right way. Otherwise, there's some kind of curse. And then you get sent into the prison as well. Maybe it's like one of those kind of high concept ones where you think, well, this is just taken away from reality a little bit, but I'm really into it. It's the kind of film that you have to explain to people. It's like, what's going on here? You explain it to them. You're like, trust me, it sounds weird, but it's good. It's good. Nice. Like that. Nana Hobob, the Pogs movie. Oh, Pogs. Story could revolve around shifting the Pog society out of a flat Earth paradigm. Wow. Was there a main character in Pogs? I'm thinking like some kind of like Captain Caveman looking fella. Oh, I used to play these. Yeah. Was there not? Maybe I'm going mad. No, mascot. There he is. Pog mascot. Yeah. So here's our hero. Here's our protagonist, and he's got to convince the world that the world is in fact round and not flat. I think it's working. But then you need some action elements. So maybe it's kind of a 2012 or San Andreas style disaster movie where he needs to convince, it's that lone scientist. It's like, oh, we need to... And they say, hey, man, why bother? Because the world is flat. And he says, actually, here's the thing. No, it's not. It's exactly the same shape as all the other planets that we can see. And they say, that doesn't sound very logical to me. I don't understand. I mean, we can work out the casting. That's lovely, though. I enjoy that. AOL Time Warner Official Lincoln Logs featuring notable Lincoln actors like Daniel Day-Lewis and Matthew McConaughey. Wonderful. Lincoln Logs. So this is maybe a little American for me. They're the things that you like build like a shack with. Yeah. So is that the deal that you build? I mean, yeah, it's definitely kind of an Oregon Trail type vibe to it. And I like that it's, some would say it's stunt casting. Some would say it's stunt casting of casting your Daniel Day-Lewis's, your Matthew McConaughey's, your Zach Woodses, who portrays Abraham Lincoln in an episode of The Office, because he bears a passing resemblance to him. Kelsey Grammer, who in the sitcom 30 Rock does a fantastic Abraham Lincoln. It's tragic. Gets tears all over the place. So you get a kind of Oregon Trail style that, they're trying to live off the fat of the land, and they're building stuff, and other people come along and they try and destroy this stuff. I mean, you cast Daniel Day-Lewis and Matthew McConaughey, there's only a certain amount of ways that it can go wrong. Okay, you're really playing to your averages there, and I think it's going to work out well for you. There is an ad in progress, so AOL Time Warner Official. Can't hear any of this. That's a shame. T.B. Douglas, a Beanie Babies film. That's nice. Start out with everyone trying to fit in by hiding their true selves, but then they come to learn that the more unusual you are, the more valuable you are. That's great. It's, because you have... that I think it would make a lot of sense for them to kind of tie it into the monetary aspect of Beanie Babies. I think that would be smart. And the more unusual you are, the more valuable you are. But then maybe there's two that kind of just look identical, and maybe they fall in love. And there's also that sense of like, but don't be too weird. It's like, hey, be true to yourself, be individual, be as be as kooky as you want to be. I'm thinking Aquafina would be in one of the voices. But don't be too weird. Yeah, you're still living in the Beanie Baby society. So don't just go mental and just be blah, just have a sense of propriety. That's nice. SJBX72. Rare to see you coming in with amusing. This is exciting. Slinky, the hero's ever downward journey, finds him in a strange netherworld of several hundred other Slinkies. It's a very... I enjoy that. It's a very short film. Very short indeed. Ever downward journey. So this is... So it's like a kind of... It's like a bit of a bummer. It's like one of those depressing films like Requiem for a Dream or Chinatown, where it just gets worse and worse and worse. And you think, God, why am I so depressed? I'm just watching a spring go down some stairs. But you say, well, that's the power of Darren Aronofsky. That's how he does what he does. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. I really like that. Just this kind of depressing, kind of, maybe there's drugs involved, maybe there's debt. Slinky just down and down and down. And then there's all these other Slinkies. And you say, God, life's terrible for everybody. Nana Hobbob, my friends forced me to watch Transformers the last night. We're no longer friends. I'm so sorry. So sad when friends lose touch. So sad. Look at those teeth. My goodness. I assume that was from the Pog mascot. Buckaroo the Reckoning. John Sloan. We've got a name for a protagonist. I love it. John Sloan has to fight against all the odds to save his cat, Tony, by facing off against a series of boss challenges who are competing to add an assortment of items to an AI-enhanced motorized mule without getting kicked in the face. So what you've done, Monkey Pixie Funk, is similar to... I feel like there are other films like this, where rather than trying to weave a narrative into Buckaroo, you've just said, if you want to win this world, this game, you want to progress, you want to succeed, you've just got to be good at Buckaroo. And I think that's valid. The Queen's Gambit did the same thing. They didn't do oh, hello, Mr. Knight. Oh, I'm Gary Rook. Oh, I'm Petunia Knight. Whatever it might be. We're the pawns. Let's go to war. None of that. It just said, this is about people who are really good at this specific game. And then there's this massive uptick in people who want to play chess because of the Queen's Gambit. And I think because people will want to... I just want to be like John Sloan. I just want to be like John Sloan. And I want to be really good at delicately placing things onto a horse. An AI-enhanced horse. I'm not sure what the AI would be doing. Maybe just making satirical jokes at the time that mostly work. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Nana Hobbob, regarding Beanie Babies movie, also don't commit copyright infringement, or do, because then you become wildly valuable. Yeah. So there's a lot of lessons to be learned from the Beanie Babies thing. It really comes down, it's very a capitalist movie. Probably be adopted by the kind of a little bit by the right, but then you've got that be true to yourself message of the left. So it's a bipartisan movie. I think the Beanie Babies movie is a bipartisan movie. These guys have, oh, there's America. Oh, that appeals to the right. This one's potentially dead and maybe an angel. That seems kind of on the right as well. But then this one seems to be maybe dressed up like the video for Somebody That I Used to Know by Gautier. That's kind of left. So it appeals to everybody. It appeals to everybody. Super Nash 18. Here we go. Final one. Yeah, this is taking a while. The Hungry Hippos movie. The hippos become sentient and greedy and develop a taste for balls of ever-increasing sizes, in particularly golf balls. Okay. So the hippos become sentient. So they are still the little plastic... Okay. Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy lead a band of disgruntled golfers trying to wipe out the hippos in a race against time before golf itself becomes extinct. Wow. I don't think anybody anticipated that golf tangent. Nobody was looking there. Everybody was thinking, oh, they're just going to eat and eat and eat. And then it's like Rampage or whatever, where they need to consume, or Gremlins or something. They're just eating and eating and eating. No. This has turned into an acting vehicle for Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. Yeah. Why wouldn't it? Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy. I think they've got the Charisma, maybe not so much with Tiger Woods. Although he obviously does have a huge amount of charisma. You don't have that success with the ladies without being charismatic. You just need to find that way to bring it out of him. We maybe need an acting coach for him that really breaks him down, really allows him to find his inner thespian. Buddy movies always work. Wow, I'd be on the side of the hippos in that battle. Well, there's a lot of different issues to cover. Points all round, guys. Points all round. Lovely stuff. And our final round is, of course, Notme Wood. The musing. Let's best Jared Leto. Let's best him. Get it in the chat, guys. What are you besting Jared Leto at? There he is. It's kind of like a very fancy, like a lampshade. It's wonderful, whatever it is. Number 1, Fight Club. Whose role am I taking here? So, you might not even be able to tell when I take it off because he is wearing some fancy glasses and, just from a looks point of view, it is Brad Pitt, of course. It is Brad Pitt. Pretty good. It was one of two, wasn't it, with Fight Club? Dallas Buyers Club. Whose role have I taken here? Who's this skinny chap? It is Matthew McConaughey. Look at that moustache. Oh, envy. Well done if you got that one right. Number 3, we had from Suicide Squad. Suicide Squad. We had we've already mentioned it. She's the answer for 2 different rounds. Has that ever happened before? I don't think it has. It's Margot Robbie. My goodness, yeah. 2 answers have been Margot Robbie. I genuinely don't think that's ever happened before. That's quite exciting. That's what happens when anything goes. House of Gucci. I'm taking the role of the wonderful, you would say irreplaceable, but I think I have just done. It is Lady Gaga there. She's got a bigger face than me in it. Oftentimes in these things, I do end up having a larger face than the person that I'm replacing. A lot of time because of noses. Speaking of which, you can actually just about see the nose just behind there. He's a beautifully nosed man. It is Matt Smith. Former Doctor Who Matt Smith. Well done if you got that one right. That was maybe a little bit tricky. Everyone knew that Jared Leto was in Morbius. Not everybody knew that Matt Smith was his co-star. So well done if you got that one right. Some good images there. Let's have a look. To win a house, you must be best Jared Leto. Here we go. Definitely not 2 that goes with. Who can not talk about Jared Leto the longest? Oh, that's good. He is a self-promoter. You gotta give him that. You gotta take your hat off to him in that regard. A wonderful self-promoter. I mean, like this week, he's climbing up the Empire State Building to announce a new tour for his band, 30 Seconds to Mars. A lot of other people, it's one of those things like a lot of meetings. You think, this could have been done in an email. Jared. But he says no. I need the column inches. I'm going to climb up the Empire State Building. I think you're going to do quite well at that. Definitely. Nana Hobab, I'm going to say lawn mowing, raking leaves, or some kind of simple manual labour. You don't think he's got the chops? Let's. I hope that's not from a physical point of view. Nana. Because I just want to... Come on, load it up. Here we go. I mean, this guy? We're besting this guy at manual labour? Look at that. Sculpted he is. But I feel like maybe his heart wouldn't be into it. So I can get on board with that to some degree. Camping, I think he maybe wouldn't be good at camping. That's a lovely... I'm very interested at the metrics that you would use to determine who had won camping there. Is it just how long you can last camping? Because I think, maybe he's, yes, he's an intense guy. He's a powerful guy. He's obviously, ripped to the gills. But I imagine you don't get this kind of smooth skin at like 50 or whatever he is without a lot of moisturizers and some fine skin creams. Hydroloric acid, I think, is going to be key. And he can only take so much of that camping. So I think that's pretty good. TB Douglas, a baking competition. Something tells me he doesn't have the patience or palate. Or palate, says TB, continuing the heel turn this week. Wonderful. Doesn't have the patience. Yeah, I can get on board with the patience. You feel like he's, is he going to let things prove as much as he should? Is he going to let things prove? This needs a prove for a good 45 minutes. After 16, 17 minutes tops, he's going to be like, right, but we need to do this. And then I'm going to turn it into a tapestry. I'm going to make a quilt, guys. I'm going to make a quilt. It's going to be a lovely quilt, but it's not going to help him win a baking competition, is it? Jared, you need to really look at the fine print. This is a baking competition. Stop making quilts. Great choice, TB. Monkey Pigsy Funk. I would best Jared Leto at playing a well-received Joker. Monkey Pigsy Funk. My word, Monkey Pigsy Funk. Bringing in reviews. So you're saying that you wouldn't send your co-stars dead rats in the mail? Because you got to get into character. You got to get into character. I'd love to see your Joker, Monkey Pigsy Funk. I would love to see it. Supernash18, assembling IKEA furniture. I don't know whether this is, you think that Jared's going to be nicht so gut for my German fans, or whether for you, Supernash18, whether you are sehr gut at assembling IKEA furniture. Either way, I think it's a nice option. Certainly, it's a nice option. Oh, there's that Joker. There's that Joker. You think you can do better than that? You're cool. AOL Time Warner Official developing an internet browser and service provider application. I think we know which angle AOL Time Warner Official is going with that, and I think it absolutely works. Absolutely works. I think you'd be able to smash him at that AOL Time Warner Official. Monkey Pixie Funk coming in number again. I would also beat Jared Leto at competitive rhyming, e.g. Jared Leto, Arid Keto. That's one for starters. That's nice. Although he is a lyricist for 30 Seconds to Mars. Let's see if we think that he would be able to. Lyrics. Let's see some 30 Seconds to Mars lyrics. Maybe Buddha for Mary. Yeah, maybe Buddha for Mary. A simple fear to wash you away, an open mind cancelled it today. A silent song that's in your words, a different taste that's in your mind. He's not one for rhyming. To be fair to you, Monkey Pixie Funk, he's not one for rhyming. I thought that was a bit of a shot in the dark, but I can see that you are very familiar with the work of 30 Seconds to Mars. SJ Beck 72 making as many words as possible from the letters of Jared Leto's name. Okay, now I need to go to one of my favorite websites, the Anagrammer. Let's see what we've got. You've inspired me. Jared Leto, let's go. Jolted ear. That's nice. A jolted era. Ooh. Wait, where are we going? Okay. L. I don't like that. No. A geodolt. No. Gear at old. Oh, that's nice. I like that. A jot dealer. A jot leader. Jot leader. I like jot leader. A jot elder. I mean, there's a lot to work with here. A jolted ear. It's Jared Leto with his new song, Jolted Ear. Points all round, guys. Points all round. And we're already past half past. I apologise. But my God, we needed to give each and every one of those the respect it deserved. And now we're getting on with the most exciting minute in quiz shows today. It is, of course, the minute to win it. You're welcome. Let's do this. We have got... Oh, look at this. Look at this. This isn't a black thing. This is a... Is it just minute? Yeah, it is. What is on my light box? My light box is down there. There is something on it. And you need to read my mind to work out exactly what it is. Okay? We are dealing with, it is Sunday the 12th of November. It is Armistice weekend. Today was Armistice Sunday. And we'd like to thank everybody who has ever stopped a war. Can we raise a glass to anybody who's ever stopped a war? And the troops, obviously. And the troops. So I thought we would honour our servicemen and women and everything in between by dealing with, and obviously every guess has to be in its own chat box, but you can guess as many times as you want. I think this one's going to be pretty good, guys. I think this one's going to be pretty exciting. We are looking for war films. Get them in the chat, guys. Get them in the chat. I'm sending the answer to your minds. Read my mind, guys. Let's get in there. Definitely not due to Pearl Harbor. Lovely. 1917 says SJX72. Wonderful. Dunkirk. Yes. Saving Private Ryan. Lovers thinking alike. The Dam Busters. Wonderful. Tropic Thunder. Yes. Yes, these are real life war films. Star Wars. Get that out of there. That's fiction, guys. Forrest Gump. Okay. Interesting. Outside the box. Apocalypse Now. Schindler's List. Memphis Belle. Interesting to have two references to Memphis Belle. Tora. Warhorse. Great stuff. Hacksaw Ridge. Yeah, TB. Let's think of some wars. World War I. World War II. Vietnam War. The 100 Years War. Arab conflicts. Korean War. In which we serve Battleship Potemkin, All Quiet on the Western Front, Black Hawk Down, Bridge over the River Kwai, Hamburger Hill, Platoon, Wind Talkers, Paths of Glory. Oh, this has really conjured something with people. Apocalypse Now, yes. Zero Dark 30, Napoleon Dynamite, just Napoleon. Apologies for the coughing, guys. Let's try and curb that kind of language, please, TB. Maple Panda, couldn't think of any. SJX72, could think of several. But did anybody get it? Did anybody get it? I've got a plug here. And we find that right from the start. Is that showing up properly? That's not really showing up properly. Oh, I thought this might have been... Is that... Why are you not showing up? How is that not... There we go. There we go. With, I believe, the second guess of the entire thing. SJBeck72 right in there. Reddit, which is testament to you and testament for me for beaming it so effectively into your mind. AOL Time Warner official, there are roughly 5 World War II movies made every year. Absolutely right. It is such a powerful conflict with some great style as well. Some of the finest uniforms you're ever going to see. So an extra 2 points to SJBeck72. Congratulations. Let's see how we're doing. So guys, let's tot up those answers, tot up those scores, and get your answers or your scores rather in the chat. But whilst you're doing that, guys, I want to remind you that in this quiz, you're only competing against yourself. There is no point threshold to being smart. If you have got all the questions right that you realistically could have been expected to get, then you are smart. Art doesn't become successful because of the opinions of others or box office numbers. It becomes successful when you say, yeah, that's great. And if you think your performance today was great, then it absolutely was great. No two ways about it. And if you're watching this on YouTube, not live, make sure you write down your score and your amusing answers in the comments below. I would love to hear how you did. What kind of answers have we? What kind of scores have we got going? Nana Hobob with a 13. That's very respectable. Lovely, lovely stuff. SJ Beck 72 with a 9. Fabulous, because you're a little bit worried. But you had that last one that really boosted it up. That's nice. Definitely not due to with 16, of course. AOL Time Warner official with 13. Very well done. Monkey Pixie Funk with 8. Well done to you. I shall not be releasing details of my score. No further questions, please. I will respect your family's privacy at this time. Maple Panda. TB Douglas with 14. Super Nash 18 with 11. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous stuff, one and all. It is definitely taking the crown again. Definitely the one to beat. It's tricky. It's tricky to topple, definitely, because definitely is very clever art-wise. But I would say personally, you are all smart. That's how I choose to. How I choose to define it. Well played indeed, Maple Panda. And so there we go. That's it. That's the end of the quiz. 1739. My gosh, this has been a long one. But it is the 75th episode, which is incredible. There's far more of these than there were of the Most Week show. And Art right now is started at a blistering pace, but it'll take a while for us to reach any of those types of numbers. But the quiz has been going on, and I'm so proud of it. And I'm so thankful to all of you for watching, for tuning in, for spending a little bit of your Sunday, and so many Sundays. And before then, Thursdays, and I think I started it on Tuesdays. So the quiz has been going a long time, and we've asked a lot of questions. We've got a lot of answers. We found out a little bit about ourselves, I think. But I love trivia. I love testing you. I love writing the questions. I love coming up with the new rounds. I could, at a push, do an episode of the Most Week show or an episode of Art Right Now entirely on my own. I might not enjoy it as much, but at a push, I could. I don't think I could do an episode of this on my own. And we've come pretty close sometimes. So a huge thank you goes to all of you for spending some time with me and for learning a little bit, and being a bit creative. Maybe I can get points for remote work. Absolutely you can, Maple Panda. But you can get croc points for remote work. Let's say that. You can certainly get some... I don't know if the croc points one. Oh, there it is. You can absolutely get some croc points there for some stellar emote work, Maple Panda. Thank you, TB. Looking forward to a celebration when you reach 100. Absolutely. I mean, that'll probably be into next year at some point. Maybe halfway through next year. I can't work out how it'll all work. But yeah, we'll have to do something absolutely fantastic for 100. Thank you, definitely. We are blessed. We're all blessed. We're all blessed to be spending a little bit of our Sundays with each other. So next week we're going to be doing an art right now. I put out a poll this week on my socials to ask people. We've got 4 coming up. We've got 4 in a row. How do we want to do it? And the overwhelming consensus was 2 quizzes, 2 art right now. So I think we're just going to alternate. That's the easiest way to do it. So next week it's going to be an art right now. I might be putting out a little request. Make sure you stay tuned to the old socials for any requests or whatever it might be. Make sure you're following me. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a little something and felt creative all at the same time. I am not me, I am art, and I hope you'll join me next time in 2 weeks for a quiz, next week for an art right now. But the quiz in 2 weeks' time, you'll have another opportunity to improve your art and say to yourself, yeah, baby, I am smart. Oh, the emote on my face. That's why you get those croc points, Maple Panda. Excellent, excellent emote work. Thank you so much, guys. And I will see you next week. Cheers.
So there we go, and well done you, whatever your score might be. I definitely think that you are smart, though prob's not as smart as me. Your art will be better, trust me on this, should be nothing short of sublime. That's why you learn, and don't stop now, I'll see you right here next time. I am smart.